Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at War Patrol. War Patrol is brought to you by Peacemaker Games. It's for 2 players, ages 14 and up, and games range anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. The world is ravaged by invasion and war, and danger lurks around every corner of this ruined realm. Groups of warriors patrol their territories in 5-man battle squads, small enough to remain maneuverable and redeploy efficiently, but large enough to defeat groups of dangerous foes. The circumstances of war have created strange bedfellows, with survivors creating unexpected alliances. Solitary dwarves band together with distrusting elves, corrupt humans ally with outcast demons, and half-elves with no culture to claim as their own look beyond the ancestry of their companions to judge them only by their courage. Assemble your squad and lead them into victory. War Patrol is a fantasy battle game of 5 versus 5. Each player creates their own squad from a selection of 50 warriors, then squares off against the enemy in a furious close combat fight. Defeat all the enemy warriors to win the game. So you're going to be selecting 5 warriors as your group. Now, the thing here is you have over 50 different warriors to choose from, and how you combine them and all their special abilities really is the big part of the strategy in this game. And on their card, you'll be tracking everything. The health is around the edge, and you have a special realm ability you can tap into. You've got a special ability, and sometimes these abilities are infinite usage, some are limited usage, and there's all kinds of different types of abilities that these heroes or warriors are going to possess. Other stats to be mindful of: you've got focus, giving you advantage in battle, and of course you can be stunned. Also, you have strength. If you get advantages or bonuses in your strength, that gives you pluses to your dice rolls. And of course, to coincide with that, you can be weakened, giving you negative effects to your dice rolls. And finally, you can be caused to bleed, causing more damage to you per round. So each of the warriors have their own specific race, as I mentioned before. Now, there are race abilities and they can apply at different times during the game, but there's also that realm ability, and there's a handy chart to lead you through the different characters and their aspects of what they're capable of. Now, at the beginning of the game, you're going to be choosing your 5 warriors, and you're going to square off against your opponent, each side creating a row for their heroes or warriors, and you're going to put them in a specific order, hoping to use and utilize their abilities in certain ways. Now, you'll place them face down, and then simultaneously flip them over and see how they compare across the board. Now, there is a round 0 to the game, and depending on what characters are in play, you may have to make some adjustments, like in the case of a half-elf. They have special race ability where you'll roll that 10-sided dice divided by 2, rounded up, and that will determine where they get placed in your row. So they have some abilities to be like, no, I want to go first. So some interesting aspects there, but there's other races that have things you need to consult and look at in this round 0. Also, some of the heroes or warriors have a special round 0 ability, and that'll be listed in blue. In this case, we're looking at the archer. They get to do an attack that no one can defend. So after you carry out all the effects of round 0 and figure out the proper deployment of your warriors, then it's time to begin. Now, we're looking at the top card. Whichever hero has the least amount of health is going to be the first player. That marker will be put on the card, and then you take your target arrows, and you're going to place them next to the top level of warriors, and you're ready to begin. And gameplay is very straightforward. So the first thing you'll do is check to see if any of your warriors have a beginning of the round ability. So in the case of this bard, they can choose to forego their attack phase basically and use their special ability now, causing the enemy to have to roll 2 dice for this round, and when they do, they'll have to choose the lesser value of the 2. So there's all kinds of different options and different types of abilities to be mindful of as you put these teams together, and especially when you go into battle, you have to keep these things in mind. Then it's time for the active warrior to go into battle. Well, you have 3 basic choices here. You can use your realm ability or your standard ability on your card, but remembering those have limited uses. Not all of them, some have infinite use, but you will check those off in your card if you happen to use those special abilities. The realm, I have all kinds of different things, but if you look at something like divine, you would have the option of healing one of your fellow warriors. So lots of different directions you can go there, but the standard attack is what you'll be doing a lot of. you're going to be rolling the dice, and for every point, you're going to be moving the target arrow down the row on your opponent. Now, for every spot it moves, they're going to be doing 1 point of damage to those warriors. And if it loops back around, you'll just keep doing that much more damage. So as you can see, as you eliminate warriors from the other side, the more damage is going to keep cycling and going further. But you're going to be rolling a 10-sided dice and moving that arrow down and then mark it off on the card. Also being mindful of if there's any defense actions that happen in the process. So that's the basics of play. It's really that straightforward. The strategy really comes into play as you put together that team and use those special abilities to your advantage. So some of the different abilities and different characters that I chose that I really liked here are like the Warrior Mage, where you can use a force shield to reduce damage. You've also got the Plague Bringer, which is awesome because it'll do an automatic damage in place of the standard attack, but also weaken the opponent. And then you've got the Mentalist that does confusion. Lots of neat aspects to the different types of characters or warriors that you choose to put into battle. And then there's the Elementalist that causes damage back to the attacker. So really, there's some really interesting aspects to how the different characters behave in battle. And so you'll continue this way round after round until you eliminate your opponent and declare victory as the ultimate warrior. All right, folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen here has been in prototype form, so keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now, with that said, you know this game plays really, really fast, and a lot of the fun is in building that team, combining those special abilities, and using them to your advantage to defeat your opponent. And especially when it comes down to the wire, there's only a couple heroes left, how much damage you start inflicting. It's really fast and really, really interesting how those different abilities can apply and saving them for just the right moment. But folks, ultimately, if this looks like something that would be of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it from me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.